A neglected aspect of fitness is consciousness awareness, moving through your environment. People work on strength, but it's not going to help so much when you're on a trail. You can be good at running, be strong, have a really good time, be a national champion on flat stuff. You get out on this, no, you got to pay attention. You got to learn to pay attention. You got to move through stuff. You got to watch what you're doing. If you run mindlessly, you're going to trip on something and fall over on these forest trails out here. Even on ones that are used for hike bike trails that aren't even like this. Coming in here, you can't just run mindlessly like here. Where are you going to go? You got to make a decision. Go around, go over, jump over. What are you going to do? It involves a lot of processing. Mental awareness matters, and it's something we should train so we're ready to deal with this and be better fit for the environment. Being fit means being fit for the environment. That means identifying it, knowing like what something can afford you to do. To use James Gibson's term, what are you able to do in this environment? Something you learn from experience. It becomes seemingly perceptual, but it's on the experiential level. Learning wrapped up with experience or with perception. Or when we're doing things in fitness and balance, how is the environment changing? We cannot robotically do the exact same thing as you can in doing a deadlift at the gym, which is good. Nothing against that. The point is to bring in awareness into your fitness. Or if you're running, same pace, same stride, same everything, mindlessly tune out. There are zero or very few variations you have to adapt to. Here, no. Lifting stuff up, throwing, jumping, climbing. Adaptation is part and parcel of truly being fit, physically fit for a broad human existence. We should measure ourselves for something like that, have a good standard and context, and not just measure ourselves in the gym. Again, yeah, go to the gym. That is a measure. Fact, number, math. But we got to put it in a context and be able to move through an environment. The more you get out, the more interesting it becomes. So eventually you will find you do not merely have vision, you'll know you're more fit for the environment when you do not walk and merely see, but you can be as Bruce Lee would be sometimes, where he would have an unfocused focus. In other words, I think he even talks about that. I'll have to put some quotes in the description field. You can see him in fights. He's there. He's not focused on anything in particular, but he's focused on everything in general. It's a holistic focus, and he's ready to react to whatever happens. When you're out, one thing you'll know, I don't know how to describe it more than this right now, but for one thing, instead of having like tunnel vision, you'll find you've got more total focus. You can still focus on one thing, but you're focused on other things as well. And when you start to introspect and you see that seeing becomes hearing and feeling, it's a total awareness, like a common sense, to give new meaning to that for a lot of people. Common sense, I think that's one thing that Aristotle said originally. You have a common sense. The senses come together to make one unified awareness. They're not experienced so much as separate things. But you'll know when you can move and you see and feel and hear, and it's all this unified awareness, then you'll know you found what I'm talking about, and you found something that helps you be more fit with the environment. And of course, so like for example, when you're walking around in a crowded place, in a mall, in a city, in a sports event, we need to be aware of the people and who they are, and be aware of where are the outs, who's coming towards me, who's coming away, who seems different than the others, and who could be a threat, who's not. Where are the spaces to go? When you run through the woods, you become more aware of the spaces you can go and what it affords, what it makes able to do, that you learn from experience. Same thing in the city, or when you're driving. When you have a better idea of awareness, then you're more aware of your surroundings, in front, behind, to the side. It's a habit already to have a unified common sense and to pay attention. So let's work on that, please. That should be part of fitness training, because mindless fit is like a contradiction in terms for a human, for a rational animal. Being fit means being adapted to the environment. It means being able to consciously process, to move and direct power and motion and so on. Without awareness and cognitive connection to the environment, it's a failure. Look at someone in a coma. You know, they ain't very fit. Can be as strong or as capable or whatever, but they ain't very fit at that time. So let's work on that, please. Physical education, fitness, bring that into our fitness philosophy as fitness trainers. Bring it into how we work out on our own, especially in physical education, so we can help people be better, make a better culture, help people more develop and fulfill their whole human nature and live an optimal life. Peace.